Yeah, absolutely. You know, my wife and my kids loved it up there, and like I said, my whole family was really happy. But we also, you know, I've got two young ones, and they've lived abroad their whole life in now 4 different countries. So we kind of made a decision as a family that, you know, wherever sort of my profession took us, we'd go and we'd experience that. And you know, my wife knows better than anyone that I can't resist the challenge. That's when I'm at my best, and I don't, you know, my history is I've never stayed too long at too many clubs. You know, I've always left when clubs are successful, and all I've tried to do wherever I've been is, you know, like most managers, I guess, you try and leave the club you've kind of inherited in a better place than when you picked it up, and you know, like I said, hopefully make a positive impact. And you know, it was a tough decision for sure, but it was a tough decision to leave the Australian national team before a World Cup. It was tough to leave, you know, Yokohama after, you know, winning the championship there. You know, you establish relationships with people. They're always tough decisions, but for me, you know, I've always gone with my gut with these things, and like I said, I know when I'm at my best, and when I'm at my best is when the challenge is the biggest. And I thought this was a challenge that kind of would fit all of the things that I'm looking for as the next step.
What were the key factors for you in the decision? Because I know there was still a lot you wanted to achieve at Celtic, particularly in terms of the Champions League. So
Yeah.
how did it weigh up in the end?
And it just comes down, like I said, to where I felt, you know, the biggest challenge, you know, was there for me, you know, and I've always tried to, you know, for me to come from where I've come from to be sitting here today, I needed to have that instinct inside me to know when to move on, because I've had to be faultless in my career to get to this point, because like no one's going to rate an Australian manager, are they? So if I'd had any sort of failures, significant failures along the way, I was never going to get here. Part of that process has been to me to know that, you know, I need to keep moving to be at my best, and you know, yes, there's always challenges at every club you're at. You know, every club I've been at that I've left, or even the national team, there was more challenges, but there are always challenges, always. You know, even if I stayed at a club for 5 years, I'd never be satisfied at where we're at. Well, I'll be looking to improve all the time. So that's not the key factor for me. The key factor for me was that there was an opportunity here to again make an impact at a football club, which I've tried to do at every club I've been.
Just last one, have you had a chance to speak to Brendan at all since he came in and took the job, and how much do you feel he is the right man to carry on what you built at Celtic?
He's absolutely the right man, mate. He's a fantastic manager, and he loves that football club. He was constantly messaging me while I was Celtic manager to make sure that I stayed on track and we had success. And yeah, I've exchanged messages with him. He's been, you know, look, to be fair, when I got the role, he was very, very supportive at the start, and you know, even when I got this role, he sent me a nice message, and I've kind of reciprocated with that and stayed in contact with him and all the staff there. And like I said, I've got no doubt they'll have great success and hopefully make an impact in Champions League. I know that's what his ambition is, and that group of players and that staff certainly have the capabilities of doing that. So hopefully that happens. Thank you, mate.
We've got time.